welcome to my ultimate cleric build. Today, I want to show you how I destroy everything in my path with no problems. This is the best setup that I've seen so far out of all my playthroughs. First, I will show you the skills and equipment that I use. First skill you want is ranged weapons. Make sure to get 3 points in this ASAP. Then you want to pick up Mutant Killer and Machine Killer, just to have that extra damage on specific monster types. From the Cleric tree, you want to make sure you have one-man army and one with the weapon skills. One-man army allows me to do extra damage while traveling with no companion. One with the weapon is a 50 range damage buff I can keep active on myself all the time. Now for equipment, for the headgear slot, I use the sunglasses. Sunglasses, according to many forum posts, allegedly give 10 armor, making them the best helmet in the game. They also highlight all of the loot, make scavenging much easier. For the chest and leg slots, I use the Regent equipment. Regent equipment looks awesome and is the highest tier armor you can get. In the next slot, I use the Cleric's amulet. This amulet passively gives mana regeneration. This allows me to maintain my one with the weapon buff at all times without the use of potions. In the ring slot, I currently use Ring of Protection to boost my defenses. There is a better ring called the Ring of Resistances, but I haven't got around to picking it up yet, and it just doesn't seem like that big of an issue. Now for the weapons, I currently use 3 weapons, and each weapon has a very valuable use. First weapon I use is the Warbow 3. As I progress through the game, I spend my attribute points towards each version of this bow, creating an easy progression path through the game. This is the highest ranged weapon damage in the game at 120 damage. You might argue for the Rocket Launcher 3 as it has 125 damage, but don't forget the Rocket Launcher 3 is considered a heavy weapon, not a ranged weapon. So what this means is you will not get the damage bonus from the one with the weapon 50 damage buff. So the second weapon that I use is called the Immortal Beam. Some people think this is the best weapon of the game, but I just don't think so. But I use it with a large blue gemstone. The Immortal Beam is the highest damage range weapon that has a socket. So this weapon has 106 damage, making it not quite as good as the Warbow 3, but is incredibly valuable because of the socket. Socketing this weapon with the large blue gemstone allows me to gain health back with each attack. It surprisingly heals a lot of health. But if you pump up the difficulty to Ultra, the healing seems very diminished. So for you Ultra players, just use potions or food to heal. But the easy to normal difficulty players might find this a great source of healing. The third weapon that I use is the Redeemer. And I use this with a large red gemstone. This weapon has 100 damage and a socket. Inserting the red gemstone grants plus 10 bonus damage to the Redeemer, making it go from 100 to 110 damage. The reason this gun is so valuable is because of the different firing modes available. On PC, if you use the F key, it will rotate through the 3 firing modes. It has a regular shot, it has an EMP shot, and a plasma ball shot. I specifically love the plasma ball shot as it has a fairly large AoE that always knocks back or stuns enemies. This gun can deal with large groups of mobs, or it can just be used to chain stun lock a large enemy until it's defeated. On this character, I don't consider melee weapons to be very useful as the ranged weapons seem pretty overpowered, especially with buffs. That being said, I keep the Energy Regent Sword 3 equipped for its pretty looks, dealing 80 damage with energy enchant. The sword will get the job done if needed, but I honestly use it for the looks. So here I am just running around on easy difficulty, slaughtering everything with the Warbow 3. On easy difficulty, I pretty much just use Warbow 3 because there's just no need. I don't even really need the AoE damage from the Redeemer because the Warbow will just single target kill everything. As you can see, it kills those trolls in almost 2 attacks. Just a little more damage and it could 2-shot them, but not quite. As I go through here, lots of little mobs, and you just one-shot them. The patron dies in 2 shots. you can tell how powerful the Cleric skill buffs are with the Warbow. So basically, run around like this, and then when you start taking some extra damage and you want to heal, you can bust out the Immortal Beam. With the blue gemstone inside the Immortal Beam, I can heal my life very quickly. Here's just some examples of me healing myself through killing the monsters. This is on easy mode. If you up the difficulty, it seems like there's a diminishing effect on the healing. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but I think the majority of players will find this very beneficial to have a source of healing like this. Alright, now I'd like to show you guys the Redeemer. So here we're using the plasma ball shot thingy. It basically stun locks the enemies and does a big AoE damage. It's probably just about the most broken thing this game has to offer. So I'm about to go over here and hit this group of 4 mobs, and I forget to put my one with the weapon buff on, so I'm missing 50 range damage here. It would have killed all 4 of them in one shot. Pretty broken. So I'm starting to lean towards the Redeemer being the best weapon in the game. It definitely has its place. The Warbow has its place. The Redeemer definitely has its place. So I wouldn't say one's better than the other. So here I'd like to just switch the difficulty to Ultra. So it's on Ultra right now, that's why this Nightshade's taking a few shots. But as you can see, he can't even get up. And I got that plus 10 damage large red gemstone inside my Redeemer, so you can see that it's doing very good damage. You can bounce them around, you can shoot to the left of them, to the right of them. You can control where they bounce to. It's really awesome. You can pretty much use this weapon on any mob on ultra difficulty except for the trolls. So as you see, this troll's not really taking much damage at all. So that's where my Warbow comes in. So on ultra difficulty, it's pretty much you use the Redeemer. But when it comes to trolls, see it's chunking them. Just that extra 10 damage that the Warbow has really carries you on the high armor targets. So here we have the EMP shot function. And if you use it on mechanical enemies like this mech, it'll actually just stun them. And they'll just stand there for like 10 seconds. So that's a really cool thing to note too. Another reason why the Redeemer is probably the best weapon in the game. And then here we have an Ice Troll on Ultra Difficulty, which is probably the highest tier mob. I think the Ice Troll is the highest tier mob that you can get. So this thing is really tough. And as you're gonna see, my weapon just is not gonna do any damage to that troll. But we have a large pack of mobs chasing us down, but they can't even get to me because the plasma shot is so OP, the plasma ball shot. So I'm just kind of showing you the weapon damage here on a really high armor target like this Ice Troll. And it would take forever to kill him with this gun. Eventually I'm going to have to take out my Warbow and finish him off. See the Warbow, you see it chunk him a little bit. It's not like great damage, but it's getting the job done. I still don't know the point of the full auto shot. It just doesn't seem very useful. It reduces the damage so much. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it's helpful, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.